Let me take you back to this 5-year-old Tiana. This 5-year-old Tiana who was bouncing back and forth between mother's house and father's house. So my mother was very creative, but my mother had mental health issues. My mother was very depressed. She suffered with depression. Although she suffered, she was very creative. So she cooked, she knit, she sewed. Anything with her hands, she was that. So I feel like I got a lot of my creative juices from her. My father, on the other hand, he was a hustler. He was an entrepreneur. My father sold records on 125th Street. My father would sell records at the Mark Ballroom where we would have the likes of Biggs Marquis and Kool Herc come over. So I was this kid with my brothers selling records with my father. And he was selling other stuff too. We're not going to get into what he had those little baggies for, okay? But he was a hustler, and he was providing for his family. So on both sides of this bouncing between houses, I got to watch this creative mom who suffered with mental illness, but this hustling ass dad who was just making sure you understood entrepreneurship. So my father would wake us up on a Saturday morning and our code word for working was hup, hup, hup. So whenever you heard daddy saying hup, 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 it was time to go to work. And that's what we did.
Okay.
So when I look at that 5-year-old Tiana as I was growing, I was trying to process where I fit. Because most kids that are bouncing around from parents' homes, you're really you love both. But then you have a mother in your ear saying, he's no good, he's a son of a this, he's a that, he's a this. But then you have a father who, although he's not bashing your mom, he's just, they're not together. It's that dynamic, it's that broken home.
Yes.
So I think growing up, always trying to figure out how to just be and push through it all no matter what was the start of that. Having to choose where to place the love. That I can, in hindsight, when I go through all my scars, or many of them, I can see how that was a thing for me. So as I grew up and still having that mom in my ear saying, your dad is this, my dad poured so much love into me. So my dad, I was the only girl, 5 brothers, and my dad poured so much love into me. So the first real love that I received from a man was from my dad. He loved in me. He adored me. So I loved being there. And so I think that made my mother even more mad. And then being light-skinned with light eyes like my dad probably didn't help. I think she saw my dad in me a lot, which caused a lot of verbal abuse. So I don't know if people have been through that verbal abuse from a parent, but it's not a good place. Because you try to process, why are you on the attack of this? I remember my mother used to call me names. My mother was calling me a hoe and I was not even having sex.
Wow.
So when I look at it now, I totally understand it, but I didn't understand this at 10 years old. Why am I on the receiving end of this abuse? Why is she so upset? Why is she so angry? Why is she so hurt? Why is she not loved? Why am I loved? So now I'm feeling bad because I'm saying, man, my father loves me. My father doesn't love her. It was almost like you wanted to develop a resentment for your dad because of the hurt. So do you understand the confusion of a young girl trying to figure this out?
Yes.
That I'm supposed to be in school, doing my little homework, being on the cheerleading squad. But look at the adult things we have to process and think about at 10. That stuff stays with you. So I think the foundation of that started there. And as I got older, more into my 16, 17, 18, my father and I started to separate because now my father is getting married. He's moving to Florida. So now who's going to love me? My mother has issues. She's very verbally abusive. Dad is leaving. I need love. I need that because I'm so used to that from a man. And so I think that was the start of looking for love in all the wrong places. And I remember having zero guidance about love and honor and respect. Wasn't in a home that was not broken, so don't know what that looks like. And I think that pushed me to attract someone that definitely was probably not right for me. So one of my major blows was constantly finding myself in bad relationships with men. I don't think I've ever shared this publicly, but I had 2 abortions at 15. And I think when you are that young, having sex, when in hindsight, when I look back, this man was not young. I mean, let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
Right. So now, in the grand scheme of it, I mean, when you look at everything that's going on in the news, especially with celebrities, I was 15. He was about 20 something years old.
Wow.
Of course, I didn't look at it that way at 15.
No, because you were grown.
I was grown for real. So I was grown.
Yeah.
Yes, it was wrong, but I was grown.
Couldn't tell you nothing.
Couldn't tell me nothing.
Uh-huh.
And just wanting to just be out of the house and be grown. And so I think that pushed me to, again, just attracting the wrong people. When that relationship didn't work out, I attracted another man. Now, this was a man who had just came home from prison. Don't ask.
Said don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask. Handsome man. And but when I look back at it, it was just me wanting connection. It was just me wanting love. I looked past all his stuff and just wanted to be loved like my father loved me.